Signature TV. News in your pocket.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining me, this is New Day on Signature TV. All right, our first conversation for today is the imperativeness of diaspora voting in Nigeria national elections. The imperativeness, the importance of diaspora voting in Nigeria national elections. And joining me to discuss this is Chuck Moses Ekelu. Good morning, Mr. Ekelu.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Yeah, we thank God.
All right. My name is Princess. Nice to meet you, sir. Okay, moving on. We are discussing the importance, the imperativeness of diaspora voting in Nigeria national elections. Before we get right into it, tell us what is this diaspora voting and why it is important.
Diaspora voting, from my understanding, is that voting from wherever you are in the world or participating in the voting of your country, wherever you are. I think I know about it from America, where every citizen of America can vote and they participate in election wherever they are. And when I mention America, developed country, by the time you go into looking at it, you notice that most of the personnel are from Nigeria. So we work for others while we cannot work for ourselves. And I think we say that is the way that our leaders have designed most of the things they do, because there is a lot of things that they want to hide from the citizens. So let me stop it from there for now.
All right, thank you. I was reading and I learned that there are some legal restrictions here in Nigeria that have, made these citizens abroad, has disenfranchised them from voting. These restrictions, what are they specifically, and how does this affect the actualization of the diaspora voting that we're talking about?
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
The legal restrictions. I mean, I was going through the constitution and I learned that there are, according to the 1999 constitution, that there are segments and, clauses that restrict citizens that are not in the country from voting. And then I hear that the Nigerian Diaspora Voting Council, working with the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, have been working together to pass a bill to, amend this constitution. What is the progress so far on that?
Well, I think I can only say that it's when it starts to work that we can say, okay, it's now in progress, or it have actually been done. Sometimes we say of many things like electronic counting that we experienced last election. It was test run and everything worked fine, but when it now comes to actual practice or actual using it, everybody was disappointed. So the problem with it should be the people manning it, or the personnel on the ground, or the government itself. Because sometimes it's government, whatever they decide, they will now push to the people to execute. So we can think that is in progress, that is actually happening. But when it now comes to the reality on ground, everybody will be disappointed. So most of the problem we have in Nigeria is the leadership. And see, those things are removed from whatever we want to do, we may not progress much. Thank you.
All right. I was seeking a clarification on something. Are you aware of the, how do I put it now? The working towards this bill of the Nigerian Diaspora Voting Council in the UK, or for those living abroad, and the Nigerian Diaspora Commission. Are you aware of this bill that has been passed or that has been submitted to the Nigerian National Assembly that says it needs 2/3 of the assembly to approve before it is passed? And for about 20 or 15 times, if I'm not mistaken, it has failed. Seeing that the elections are fast approaching, what is the current state of this bill? Is it still, is it still in sitting, or is it something that has been thrown out of the court?
Just like I mentioned, it depends on actually when it's going to start to work, because I just heard that Anambra election is going to be in the next week. So it means that even if we are going to start to do the voting, the Anambra is off. So, and most of these things, like I said, is from the leaders. I didn't know much about the Diaspora Commission handling this till of late. So I was just asking myself, so why haven't they contacted? Because like other nations, they will contact the individuals and then let them be aware of the program. But I haven't heard of this one till of late. And it's the issue of going to court or not National Assembly. Like I said, most of those people in the leadership, and then seeing that most of the things are going to work for the progress of the country, may just sit on it and then till it becomes late. So the area that the leaders start to implement most of the programs, the better for the country. At least we know that with the recent events, I will even say that half of the population are outside the Nigerian shore. So integrating them into the voting will go a long way to help the country to develop, because we just look like we only contribute when it comes to financial support and other issue. But when it comes to things of this nature, we are not counted, which is not good.
All right, I was going to, ask on these contributions, because we know that the citizens in diaspora over time have contributed immensely to the GDP of Nigeria. And then somehow they are restricted, or this issue of diaspora voting has been stalled for a long time. Why do you think this is? Is it because the federal government or the government of Nigeria thinks they cannot handle electoral voting, or for some reason they just feel like if you're not in Nigeria and you cannot be present to vote, you should not vote? Or is it just the
It's from
money that they
the
need from these
government.
citizens?
That's why I say it's from the leaders. So, because they just treat us when it comes to things of this nature. We are not counted. But when it comes to other issues, everybody will be looking for us. Sorry, I happen to be a victim also. Because all the elections, and then I never even participate. But this is something that's going to help every one of us, both home and abroad, to make our country great, to make our country better. But just like I mentioned about electronic counting, it was test run and it was working fine. But now when it came to the point of utilizing it, we were told a lot of stories, and that's how it went. So I would say that we don't have problem voting from outside or voting from everywhere, anywhere in the world. But it's the implementation, it's the government, it's the leadership. They are the same person, because the leadership, the government, the whatever you call them, they are the same people that are manipulating most of these things.
Let's say that this diaspora voting is allowed or it starts to work. Seeing that Nigeria, we still operate the manual thumb printing, going to polling booths and voting, how credible do you think this will be? Would it stop rigging and improve our democracy?
Yeah, it will definitely curtail most of the rigging, and that's why they are kicking against it. Like I keep mentioning the electronics counting. If it's allowed to be used, you will notice that things will go better. Voting will count, and at least the rigging will be minimized. I want to use that word, minimized. So if we can integrate the diaspora voting, I think it will equally help to minimize most of the rigging. Yes, no doubt about that. Because like I mentioned, it's America that started it. And you see that everything is run smooth. And you haven't heard much about American rigging. So if we can incorporate it into our own system, that will be fine. No doubt about that. Like I have said, most of these techniques are being manned by Nigerians wherever they are. We developed other countries, and then when it comes to our own, we'll be deprived of using it in our own system. Yeah.
All right. Now, I understand that electronic voting would work for people in diaspora. Should you now say we should, move the entire elections, both in Nigeria and in diaspora? Should we not move to electronic voting, so that we would have a collective and a holistic election, not one where we would have people in diaspora voting and then Nigeria we are still doing the manual.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. If everybody can vote wherever you are, whether home or abroad, that will be fine, and that will reduce a lot of rigging. But those that want to cling to power, those that want to manipulate the system, will not allow those things to work. If you allow me to vote, it doesn't take more than 5 minutes to verify and then vote. And I will say that when you even think of the diaspora, their own voting will count more, because like now, you don't think of power out and this one out, no. So I believe that it's going to help to minimize the rigging.
Thank you. Now, this voting, the cost, the technical know-how, the manpower, who gets to, fund it? Would it be the federal government still, or these persons in diaspora who are, clamoring, if I say, who are clamoring for this voting, who want to, introduce this voting, who gets to fund it, who handles the cost, the logistics, the, countings and everything to make sure that everybody is involved?
It's going to be electronically. You may be using your phone,
okay,
then thumbprint, and then it goes. It's just like I have noticed that almost everybody in Nigeria, let me use the monetary aspect to bring in. You use your phone to operate your financial system. Also, you can use your phone to vote. So if I can transfer my money that is here to my brother or my sister or to my family within the twinkle of an eye, so also I can equally vote within a twinkle of an eye. So what I'm saying is that it's the Nigeria, the leadership, that want to stop most of these things, because they will remember you like if there's any need, it's a need for contribution, they will pressurize you to do something. But when it comes to issue of this nature, they will now start to count for you things that we jeopardize it, the hindrances. But if there have been no hindrances and transferring money, sending money, I believe it's going to help Nigerian system.
And do you think, would we accept it? Because we feel like persons who are not in Nigeria, yes, we understand that persons in diaspora want to participate, want to have a say, still feel at home. But us down here, sometimes we feel like you people over there, you don't understand. You don't understand what we are feeling. So why would you want to? Do you think we here, we would get to, buy into this initiative? Yes, the government may not. But us as citizens who are living here, do you think we would understand why we need to allow persons in diaspora vote?
It's not question as whether you understand or not, but what is going to help the system. That's what we are talking about. We want to curtail the the rigging. We want to maximize our system. Like I have said, almost about 30 to 50% of the population are outside. And if we can contribute our quota in voting, it's going to go a long way. And yes, the issue is that when it comes to implementation, they will now put a lot of bottleneck and they wouldn't want the system to work. But it's going to help those home and abroad, just like I have used the financial system to explain. At least if you say, okay, those in diaspora, they should not contribute to the family and all those things, there you will understand that they value us. And if they value us in contributing to the family, contributing to the government, contributing to the development, we need to also be integrated into voting. Sometimes it's not question of understanding that matters. It's question of implementation, question of putting the every system into test. That's what matters, or the benefit of it. That's what matters.
Nigeria. I'm sure you're aware of the things going on in Nigeria's politics. Is the resolve for voting in diaspora louder now than ever, or is it still on the same, we just want an inclusion for persons in diaspora?
No, I didn't get that question.
Did you get my question, sir?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I said, I know we've talked about, why we should include persons in diaspora into our voting system. Now, you go on Twitter, you read tweets, you engage in conversations. Is the need for diaspora in voting with the current situation of Nigeria now, is it louder than ever? Is it still on the same, you just want an inclusion?
No, it's not just like I mentioned. If we're integrated into doing other things, if we are counted into development, I think it's equally good if we're counted in the voting. Like I said, you may not get 100% participation, and due to geographical locations, where some people will be in the night, some people will still be in the day, and so forth. But if we just put it into practice, you notice that many people may even stay up in the night, even if they are in the region where the daytime happen to be the nighttime. I don't see anything that will stop me like sitting up for another 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours to participate in my country election. If we can sit up and then watch football whenever they are playing, how much more not sitting up to do my voting? We are not clamoring. We want it. We want to see a development. We want to see Nigeria grow. We want to see Nigeria ranking among other nations, like I mentioned, America and here in UK, other nations. We want to be like other nations. Yeah.
You've mentioned that the US, uses the electoral voting. For Nigeria, how do you think this works? Um, what are the experiences that you've had, and how do you think Nigeria should draw from these experiences so as to grow our own, system?
No, I've mentioned like we
Can you hear me?
talked about electronic counting. It's the same. If the system, let me use the word system, or those in the leadership who want any of this to go ahead, I think it will help everyone. But like I mentioned, the leadership wouldn't want us to participate. They will look at it, we are not counted. But you notice that everyone want to participate. Let me at least, let us give it a try, if I can put it that way. Let's give it a try. We have given a try to the electronic voting. So why not, if we give diaspora voting a try also? So like somebody say, a trial will convince you. Let's try every possibility. Yeah, let's venture. We may not even know, like somebody will say that you won't be at home to know what is current situation in the market. So let's give the diaspora voting a trial. At least it's from the trial that we can now rate our performance to know if it's worth it or not. Like I have said, we are just participating with or interacting with one another despite the distance. So likewise, we can participate or do every other thing wherever we are. Yes, and still clamoring for it. Let's give it a try. Thank you.
I'm not sure it was the final question, but aside this voting, how do you think the Nigerian government, how do you think they should engage? Maybe if there's any other way to engage with these diaspora communities and ensure their voices and opinions are heard? Or is it just through these elections that, we can communicate, or the diaspora can communicate their intentions with the government of Nigeria?
Now, I remember there's a time that a lot of those in diaspora were asked to come and invest. And if we can have something like diaspora investment coming back home to invest, and so what stops us also to participate in this issue? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Lastly, what roles do you think the diaspora organizations and associations play in promoting diaspora voting and civic education? Is it just, is there a unanimous, agreement on this, or is it just a few persons who still have the,
No, we may
love of
not have
home
a
at home?
unanimous.
How do
We
you
may not have a
engage other
unanimous
citizens to be
agreement.
interested in the politics of their home country?
Yeah, from your statement, we may not have a unanimous agreement, but they say majority carries the vote. So it's not only when everybody agree, even America that I keep citing, or the UK that is here, not everything that everybody agreed to, but majority carries the vote. Once we have weighed the pros and cons, and then we noticed that it will benefit the majority, then we can go ahead. Those other people that are contending against it, we keep contending. There's never a time that you can have 100% agreement. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. God bless.
All right. New Day continues after this break.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.